Hello and welcome to the Majestico Awards night for season number 2. We can see there on the screen right now in season 1 it was Dylan Allen taking the inaugural Majestico. Absolutely smashed it with 52 points, but will he be the back-to-back champions? We will find out. 46 games to run through for you today. Alright, let's get underway here with game number 1. Alright, here we go. Game number 1. 1 vote. Charlie Allen, 2 votes, Daouda Bamba, and 3 votes for Dior. Okay, so the goalkeeper getting away to a blinder with 3 votes, and we'll turn that one off, and we'll get this leaderboard up and running. All right, there we have it. The leaderboard is updated after 1 game. It is Dior leading. Let's get straight into the action on game number 2. All right, game number 2. 1 vote, Vasil Krav, 2 votes, Dior, and 3 votes, Dylan Allen. And there is the captain getting on the board with his first 3 points. There it is in game number 2. Right, so after 2 games, it is Dior leading on 5 points. Let's get into game number 3. Right, game number 3, and it is 1 vote for Vasil Krav, 2 votes, Daouda Bamba, and 3 votes for Charlie Allen. Alright, so after 3 games, it is Dior still at the top of the table, but Charlie Allen's made a move up to 2nd place, and Vasil Krav sits in 5th with 2 points. Only 5 players have got points so far in the first 3 games. Let's move on to game number 4. Game number 4, 1 vote, Vasil Krav, 2 votes, Daouda Bamba, 3 votes, Cosmosiu. Alright, the little Romanian right back has got himself 3 points. Let's get this leaderboard updated. Right, so after 4 games, Bamba goes to top of the table with 6 points. Had a fairly good start to the season. We'll be interested to see how he scores points through the first half. He did get a big injury in the second half of the season, so that may come into play later on in this count. Let's move on to game number 5. Right, game number 5, and it is 1 vote for Cosmosiu, 2 votes, Vasil Krav, and 3 votes, Daouda Bamba. So Bamba's having a very good start to the season. So after 5 games, Daouda Bamba has a 4-point lead. Only 6 players so far to poll points. And Dylan Allen, surprisingly, has only polled in 1 game so far. Let's move on to game number 6. Game number 6, 1 vote, Daouda Bamba, 2 votes, Charlie Allen, 3 votes, Dylan Allen. There he is. Generally, when he performs, he gets the big 3 votes, and that could play into his favour moving through the season. So after 6 games, Dylan Allen moves into 3rd place, Charlie Allen into 6th, and Daouda Bamba has a 4-point lead. Let's move in to game number 7. Right, game number 7, and it's 1 vote for Hayes, 2 votes, Ewan Murray, and 3 votes for Singh. Okay, that must have been where we've played a few reserves, maybe some close games together, and Singh pops up with 3 points to get on the board. Right, so 7 games in, we've got 3 new players onto the leaderboard, Singh, Murray, and Hayes. Let's move on to game number 8. Right, game number 8, it is 1 vote for Alfie Wilson, 2 votes, Daouda Bamba, 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Ooh, all right, here he comes, making a move early on in the season, and Alfie Wilson getting his first points after 8 games. Alright, so after 8 games, Bamba still has the lead by 3 points, but Dylan Allen is making a charge. Let's move into game number 9. Game number 9, 1 vote for PC Mock, 2 votes, Dylan Allen, and 3 votes, Alfie Wilson. Alright, Dylan Allen starting to make his run. Right, so after 9 games, Alfie Wilson moves up to 7th position, and Dylan Allen moves within 1 point here of Bamba. Let's move on to game number 10. Game number 10, 1 vote, Vasil Krav, 2 votes for Singh, and 3 votes, Alfie Wilson. Oh, Alfie Wilson must have had a good couple of games here. He's picked up some big 3-pointers, and he will move up the table here. Alright, so after 10 games, Alfie Wilson now has made a bit of a move, and he is into 3rd position. Singh getting some more points and slips into 6th, but he did get that bone-crushing injury and was out for about 7 months. So he'll probably drop away from the leaderboard. Interestingly enough, Dior hasn't got a lot of votes of late. Didn't get a lot of clean sheets this season, but was big in some big games, so you'd assume that he would pull some points throughout the season. Let's move on to game number 11. All right, game number 11. 1 vote for Cosmosiu. 2 votes, Alfie Wilson. And 3 votes for Kamara. Now, I'm assuming Dior was away on international duty. Maybe Kamara did something and got himself a clean sheet here. But Alfie Wilson picking up more points. All right, so after 11 games, it's still Bamba on top with 12 points. Allen in second, and Wilson has made a big move here and sitting in third, only 2 points off Dylan Allen. Let's move into game number 12, and we are 1/3 the way through the count. Game number 12, and it is 1 vote, Dauda Bamba, 2 votes, Dylan Allen, and 3 votes for young Green. Well, he must have had a pearl of game. A bit of a bench player, Forest Green, but he's come on and done some special things this season. Picks himself up 3 points here in game 12, and the leaderboard starting to get very tight at the top. Right, so after 12 games, we've got a tie at the top of the table now. Bamba and Allen going at it 4 points clear of Alfie Wilson. Let's move into game number 13. All right, game number 13, and it's 1 point for Hayes, 2 votes for Henry Watson, and 3 votes for Cosmosiu. Right, so after 13 games, Cosmosiu's made a little bit of a run here. He moves into 4th position with 8 points. Let's move on to game number 14. Game number 14, and it is 1 vote, D. Allen. 2 votes, Charlie Allen, and 3 votes for Hayes. All right, Hayes starting to pick up a few points, and Dylan Allen gets another point to go top of the table. So after 14 games, Dylan Allen goes to the top of the leaderboard with 14 points. Hayes moves into the top 10. He sits in 9th, equal, I guess, 7th with Singh and Dior. Let's move on to game number 15. Game number 15, 1 vote, D. Allen, 2 votes, Fitzpatrick, 3 votes, Dauda Bamba. Well, Bamba making another run here. So after 15 games, Bamba takes the lead once again by 1 point over Dylan Allen. And let's move on to game number 16. All right, time for game number 16, and it's 1 vote for Charlie Allen, 2 votes, Hayes, 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Here we go. Here comes the run. I've got a feeling this is around that November period where Dylan started to really hit his straps. So after 16 games, Dylan Allen goes back to the top of the table with a 2-point lead on Bamba. Let's move into game number 17. Game number 17, 1 vote, Charlie Allen, 2 votes, Dylan Allen, 3 votes, Alfie Wilson. So the big boys doing the job here and getting more points for themselves this season. So 17 games done, and Dylan Allen gets up to 20 points now. He did get 52 in the first season. So he has a 4-point lead now. Wilson and Charlie Allen started to make a little bit of a run. Let's move on to game number 18. Game number 18, 1 vote, Dior, 2 votes, Robbo, 3 votes, Green. Okay, well done. So after 18 games, it is Robbo getting his first points for the season, and Henry Green picks up his second man of the match to move into 9th position with 6 points. Let's move on to game number 19. Game number 19, 1 vote, D. Allen, 2 votes, Dior, and 3 votes, PC Mock. Okay, Mock hasn't featured too much, but he's picked up 3 points there. Right, so 19 games completed. Dylan Allen has moved out to a 5-point lead, but a little bit of a charge here from Dior's moved into 6th, which is very interesting because he had a very yo-yo season. But, well, you guys have been voting for him. When he has been available, he's played well. Clean sheets, he's generally got some votes, so we could see a bit of a run here from Dior. Is he the dark horse of the competition? Let's move on to game number 20. All right, game number 20, and it is 1 vote for Charlie Allen, 2 votes, Dior, 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Captain Courageous stars again in game 20 and starting to build a little bit of a lead up here. Is this maybe when Bamba got injured? Because he was picking up a lot of points and he hasn't been cited for quite some time. All right, so after 20 games, it's Dylan Allen on 24 points, starting to make a big move here and open up a gap on the rest of the table. He was last year's Majestico winner, but Dior starting to creep up the table into 5th now. Let's move on to game number 21. Game number 21, and it is 1 vote for Watson, 2 votes, Dylan Allen, 3 votes, Dauda Bamba. So maybe Bamba wasn't injured, maybe he just had a few rough games. He's come back here with a big 3 points. And, well, Dylan Allen still moving away from him. Okay, so game number 21 is complete. Dylan Allen out on top with 26 points. Bamba picking up another 3 points, trying to close that gap. But I'm not liking his chances at this stage due to an injury that he does get through the season. Let's move on to game number 22. Game number 22, 1 vote, Dylan Allen, 2 votes for Fitzpatrick, and 3 votes, Alfie Wilson. Okay, so Wilson picking up 3 points in game number 22. 22 games complete. Wilson creeps up a little bit, but Dylan Allen starting to get an assailable lead. Let's move on to game number 23. Game number 23, and it's 1 vote, Cosmisu, 2 votes, Dior, 3 votes, Ewan Murray. Okay, that's interesting. All right, 23 games completed. Dior's picked up another 2 points and moves himself into 4th position. Let's move on to game number 24. We're just passing the halfway stage of the season. Game number 24, and it's 1 vote for YJ Park, 2 votes, Charlie Allen, and 3 votes, Innocent NJ. Oh, well, maybe that's around the time that we brought him in, and he's come straight in and got himself 3 points. Well done, son. Right, so 24 games completed. NJ getting his first 3 points. And Charlie Allen returns to 4th position, dislodging Dior. He moves back down to 5th. Let's move on to game number 25. Game number 25. 1 vote, D. Allen. 2 votes, Dietrich. And 3 votes for Vasil Krav. Okay, maybe this is when Bamba got injured, or maybe it was a reserves game. I'm not too sure, but Vasil's picked up 3 points. That'll help him out on the leaderboard. Went pretty well last season from memory. Let's just check how the season 1 statistics went. And Vasil Krav finished in 2nd with 30-odd points, so he's having another fairly decent season here. So after game number 25, Vasil Krav moves up to 7th, equal with Cosmisu. Let's move into game number 26. Game number 26, 1 vote, Cosmisu. 2 votes, Dylan Allen. 3 votes, Vasil Krav. Oh, Vasil making a bit of a run here. 26 games completed. Vasil Krav starting to make a little bit of a run here. He's moved up to 6th position. And Dylan Allen is 11 points clear at the top of the table. Let's move into game number 27. Game number 27. It's 1 vote, YJ Park. 2 votes, Innocent NJ. 3 votes, Henry Robinson. So 27 games completed. No real changes there in the top of the leaderboard. Let's move on to game 28. All right, game number 28. It is 1 vote, PC Mock. 2 votes, Hayes. 3 votes, Charlie Allen. 28 games completed. Charlie Allen moves up into 3rd position with 16 points. Hayes gets some points there, stays in 8th with 9. Let's move on to game 29. Game number 29, it's 1 vote, Thierry Touré. 2 votes, PC Mock. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. 29 games played. Dylan Allen moves out, way out in front once again, 33 points. And PC Mock moves himself inside the top 10 for the first time on 7 points. Let's move on to game number 30. Game number 30. 1 vote, Hayes. 2 votes, NJ. 3 votes, Dauda Bamba. Well, Bamba picking up another 3 points, but it might be all too late for this run home to try and catch out Dylan Allen. Still 16 games of votes remaining, though. Right, so 30 games completed, and NJ creeps himself inside the top 10 with 7 points, which is rather interesting. He's probably only played a handful of games up until now, so getting some points. And Bamba picks up a 3-pointer to close the gap on Dylan Allen, but I think he's left his run a little bit too late. Let's move on to game 31. Game number 31, and it's 1 vote for Watson. 2 votes, Thierry Touré. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. So So 31 games completed. It's Dylan Allen again pushing away from the pack. 36 points. Let's move ourselves into game 32. Game number 32, and it's 1 vote, Fitzpatrick. 2 votes, Bamba. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Right, game 32 is complete, and Dylan Allen is running away with it on 39 points. The record is 52 points, which he got in season number 1. Will he go close to that, or will he fall away? Let's push on to game 33. Game number 33. 1 vote, Liverstam. 2 votes, D. Allen. 3 votes, Vasil Krav. Well, Liverstam getting his first points for the season. I think he came in the January window from memory, but Dylan Allen picking up another 2 points there. So after 33 games, it's Dylan Allen who is way out in front. Can anyone catch him? It's highly unlikely, but Vasil Krav has moved his way back up into 5th position. Let's find out the votes for game number 34. Game number 34, 1 vote, Dylan Allen. 2 votes, Dior. 3 votes, Watson. Well, Watson picking up a big 3 points there. Dior has been cited once again in game 34, and Dylan Allen there picking up another point for the season. Right, 34 games done. It's Dylan Allen 10 points behind his world-beating record of 52 points he set in season number 1. And Dior moves not anywhere, but he is up to 14 points. Let's go to game number 35. Game number 35, and it's 1 vote, Bamba. 2 votes, Alfie Wilson. And 3 votes, Dylan Allen. This man is a machine, doing bits here, picking up another 3 points. 35 games completed, and Dylan Allen has a 20-point lead on second place Bamba, who then has a 9-point lead on Charlie Allen. Will anyone be able to run him down? It is unlikely. Let's move to game number 36. 10 games to go. Game number 36, and it's 1 vote, H.W. Kim. 2 votes, Thomas Yu. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Oh my God, this man is a machine. 36 games completed. Dylan Allen is on 48 points, and he only has to poll 5 more points in the next 9 games to break his season 1 record of 52 points. Let's move on now to game number 37. Game number 37, it's 1 vote, PC Mock. 2 votes for Dior, and 3 votes, Dylan Allen. Wow. 37 games completed. Dylan Allen on 51 points now, and Dior's moved back up to 5th with 16 points. Let's move into game 38 as we close in towards the end of the season. Let's go. Game number 38. 1 vote, Charlie Allen. 2 votes, Max Henry. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. There he is. He's done it. He's beaten his record from season number 1. He moves up to 54 points. All right, 38 games completed. Dylan Allen has broken the Majestico record with 54 points, and there's still 8 games remaining. Will he poll? Let's move on to game 39. Game number 39, 1 vote, Max Henry. 2 votes, Vasil Krav. 3 votes, you guessed it, Dylan Allen. Wow. Wow, just wow. That's 39 games completed. Let's move into game number 40. Dylan Allen has set a new benchmark, 57 points so far. The interesting thing that's sort of panning out here is sort of the mid-table there. Wilson 17, Kraft 17, and Dior 16. They're sort of going toe-to-toe, picking up a few votes here and there. But it looks like Bamba probably has second wrapped up at this stage. There's no catching Dylan Allen now. Let's move on to game number 40. Game number 40, and it's 1 vote, Robbo. 2 votes, Hayes. 3 votes, Dylan Allen. He's hit the 60 mark. So 40 games completed. Dylan Allen hits the 60 mark, setting a new record once again. Hayes moves up to 7th with 12 points. Let's move into game 41. Game number 41, it's 1 vote, PC Mock. 2 votes, Liverstam. 3 votes, Charlie Allen. Well, good to see Charlie Allen back on the board with another 3-point game. 41 games completed. Charlie Allen starts to move away from the rest of the pack. Can he chase down Bamba in the final 5 games of the season? Let's move on to game 42. Game number 42. 1 vote, Vasil Krav. 2 votes, Dior. 3 votes, H.W. Kim. Well, interestingly enough, Kim getting some votes there, but Dior back on the board. And him and Vasil Krav having a real battle here in the middle of the leaderboard. 42 games completed. Vasil and Dior are having a red-hot run here, both on 18 points, and they move up. Dislodge Alfie Wilson. He moves down to 6th position. Let's move into game number 43. Game number 43. 1 vote, Alfie Wilson. 2 votes, Green. 3 votes, Fitzpatrick. Interesting. Must have been a bit of a different day out there for Forest Green. So 43 games done, and Green moves into the top 10 with 8 points. Let's move on to game 44. Only a few games remaining. Game number 44. 1 vote, Vasil Krav. 2 votes, Dior. 3 votes, Thomas Yu. All right, so Dior is going to go above Vasil Krav now. 2 games to go. Dylan Allen hasn't polled in the last couple of games. He did go very quiet towards the end of the season there. Dior has moved up. Let's get him moved. So Dior moves up to 4th position. Good to see him on 20 points. That's not too bad. 2 games remaining. Let's get into game number 45. Game number 45. 1 vote, YJ Park. 2 votes, Dior. 3 votes, Fitzpatrick. So Dior polling again late. Had a pretty good finish to the season. So with 1 game remaining, Dylan Allen has been on top for such a long time. But Fitzpatrick has moved into 8th position now with 11 points. Let's move in to the final round. Game number 46, the final round of the season. And it's 1 vote, Alfie Wilson. 2 votes, Vasil Krav. 3 votes, Dior. So Dior having a very good finish to the season. Let's get this final tally updated. So here are the final standings at the end of season number 2. Dylan Allen has set a brand new record, 60 points, wins back-to-back Majesticos, and it'll be very interesting to see how he goes in season number 3. Dior comes tied 2nd with Bamba. Interestingly enough, Dior had a very up and down season, but he's polled a lot of points here in 25 points, so finishes equal 2nd. Bamba had a big injury. Still picks himself up 25 points. Charlie Allen was involved quite a lot there, 22 points. Vasil Krav. So Krav and Bamba, I mean, they've pulled a lot of points. So the central defensive midfield players are getting a lot of action here in the points count. Alfie Wilson, probably not as good a season as the first season, but still picked up 19 points. Hayes finishes on 12. Fitzpatrick on 11th. Cosmos Yu, well, he had a massive injury as well. He picked up 10 points. And PC Mock, well, only 9 points for him. He needs to do a lot better in season number 3, as he does have the potential to be special. But there we have it. Dylan Allen winning back-to-back Majesticos. Hopefully you have enjoyed this live count once again. If you're watching the edited version on YouTube, hopefully you've enjoyed that one as well. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and get ready for season number 3. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks very much for being a part of the live stream. We will see you in another video. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one.